live, and he does like it. But last I heard, I thought he said he liked "Hell Broke Loose," and for some reason, I don't know why, but I, dude, I get pumped every single time when I hear that song. I don't know why. It's juice is flowing.
Hmm.
It's one of my favorite songs ever. It got that blues, kind of jazzy, but it's also got like a hint of like metal. I don't
Hmm.
know. I just been listening to a lot of it. So sorry, I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited. It's the only way. It's the only way to go. You
See,
got you gotta be hyped. You got to get in there.
yeah, you gotta come
That's what
in
it's about.
strong. Oh my god, yeah. Oh lord. Alrighty, so shit, let's just I guess go right into it with uh
Absolutely.
gaming news.
Sure.
I don't have anything. I don't when's the Resident Evil I actually don't know. When does that demo even come out for the new Resident Evil game? Crap. Don't tell me it already came out. Wait, doesn't it come out to is it today? Or is it tomorrow? I'm confused. I think there's
Oh
isn't
shit!
there a
It's soon.
demo?
Soon.
I think it's the demo, unless I missed the
Oh, the
demo.
demo.
The demo,
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming out the 7th. So, yes, soon. It's out on the 7th is Friday. It's out this Friday. So, looking
Yeah.
forward to
1 week
that.
exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Excuse me while I frantically search the interweb for when the demo is supposed to actually happen. Resident Evil 8 PC demo release date. Capcom confirmed. Oh yeah, I don't care when the game's coming out. When's the demo coming out? Uh, blah blah blah. I don't care about the backstory. Tell me when can I play it? What is it? Can you tell me when the demo is? Resident Evil Village demos. Uh, Available on Steam today in North America, May 1st, 5 p.m. PDT. What's PDT?
Pacific time. That's West Coast US
Oh shit, when's
or
5
North
Pacific?
America.
When is 5 Pacific? 5
Uh,
Pacific.
should be 3 hours ahead. So
So it would be
yeah.
6, 7. Oh, be at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock the demo comes out. Oh,
And you're
allegedly.
always available at 7, right? So that should fit perfect. Perfect, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we could not do our. I could just not do RP tonight and just do the demo. Sure. Well, I know. Oh, wait. How long is the demo gonna
Let me
take to
look.
download?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just realized. Shit, wait, how long is that gonna download?
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't say how
Oh, where's
long
the
it's
damn?
available. It might only be for 24 hours?
Oh God, I always hate those.
I mean, it's time limited, but also time limited to when you can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
do it. I don't know. But hey, the demo's coming out in 45 minutes for North America. So that's interesting. I'm looking forward to that puppy right there. For the hour? Is it half an hour or hour? I don't remember. I might be getting it confused because they had like two different demos for like the PlayStation and stuff. I don't know.
Hmm.
They'll probably say it or whatever.
Right.
But, whatever. Hey, demo's coming out. And I'll be doing that after the podcast. Maybe. 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 Um,
Strong, maybe.
strong maybe. Um, Other than that, I don't really have anything. Payday apparently is still getting massive updates. I didn't realize they had upped the Infamy rank to 80 to 81 until it said now Infamy ranks 82 to 99.
Yeah, I played it today. One of my friends actually said that they were like, okay, now I got to go to 100 or whatever the hell, 99. She said 100, but I saw 99, and yeah, it's
Well,
yeah.
there's an
I
achievement
actually
for getting to 100, so.
oh yeah, of course there is. Yeah, so
But I. Fuck, it took forever, and I consistently played Payday. It took me forever to get the 20. 20 is where I that was back when it was just 25 was the max infamy, and I just stopped at 20. And now it's like 100 is the max infamy. I'm like, it took me years of like
yeah,
semi-consistent playing to get the 20. I mean, unless I'm freaking playing with a hacker, I'm not getting to 100 anytime soon.
no, no, it's definitely structured for those that are returning players and long, consist like guys like Beecroft. That's what this is for
Does he
essentially.
still?
Oh yes, he does Payday. If he doesn't do Payday, he's like doing COD Zombies.
Mm,
That's all he does. I mean, the guy's a beast. I don't know how that guy does it.
it's because he makes money off it. I'll be honest. I don't.
True, true,
I
true.
imagine he. I can't imagine he still likes the game. He just does it because, especially with a game as repetitive as Payday, I can just imagine like that he actually it doesn't like it, but it makes him shit tons of money. So when it makes you shit tons of money, you can stomach it for the couple hours you stream.
That is true.
I could do it.
If money's
If I
involved,
started making
yeah.
money on Payday, man, I'd be really sad. I'd be very, very sad. I'm like, I'm making money off of Payday, but not RP.
I mean, for me personally, like, I don't think I could stick to a single game. Period. I mean, I at some point I need to play something else because, like, I mean, hell, today I
Mm-hmm.
played Payday because like I was just grinding the hell out of freaking Yakuza. I mean, I'll go more into detail later, but like it was. I mean, in general, it was just refreshing to just kind of take a break from Yakuza, and it's like do something different. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just refreshing to just kind of dive back into Payday and 2,000 hours into that game, and it's like, I just can't play it every single day. That's the only problem.
God.
If I play it, take a hiatus, go back, take a hiatus. I'm good. But every day, no, no, no. I need to play something else, anything.
Last time I played Payday 2 is January 14th, 2020. That's a lot sooner than I thought it was. I think that was. Was that the time where we were just fucking around in Payday when you tried to prep me for RP?
Yes, I believe it was. If it was early January 2020,
Yeah,
yeah,
January 14th, so yeah.
yes, that's exactly what it was. I know because when I had to do my games, I remember, oh, that's right, we did do Payday, and it was like at the start of the year. We
Mm-hmm.
did it in January, and I was like, that's right, we did that. So yeah, yeah, that's what that was.
God. Remember when Payday ended? And like, big secret, it ended. Nope. No, we're still
Yeah,
going. We're still going. Third game's been confirmed. Oh, also, somehow we're still going to update the second one, even though I'm so confused with Paydays. It's been like, yeah, well, this is the last stuff for Payday 2. And that's like, oh, well, we're not getting a Payday 3, so we're going to keep updating Payday 2. Because why not? And then, oh, we got Payday 3, and now we're going to put shit ton more things into Payday 2. When does Payday 3, did they give a approximate year?
Uh, it's basically 2 to 3 years from now, is what it is.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
not.
I was
It's
thinking
not indefinite.
2023. I wanted to say
Yeah,
2023.
it's definitely something like that. It's definitely going to be a couple of years. Nothing's indefinite. It's just it, it's a throwaway launch date. It's
Mm.
just estimate is all it is at this point. So we have no clue when it's officially going to come out. And of course, you always got to worry about bugs and stuff on day one. So hopefully they don't rush everything and just get it out the door, take their time, fix it, launch it.
Yeah. Christ, I have 804 out of the now 1234. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they did that on purpose. The 1,234 achievements. Man, they added 300 more achievements? Like, oh my god. Well, I guess that's not actually that crazy because they had to add one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 achievements for like the difficulty for every
Mm-hmm.
mission, for every heist. So I mean, that that's a bit. But even then, even then, that's still a lot. 7, 6, 7. I can't count. There's 6 difficulties. No, there's 5 difficulties, and the 6 will be one down on the hardest.
Six is, or well, one down is a ticker box now, so you can actually do one down on normal.
Yeah, but you don't get an achievement unless you don't get an achievement for doing one down unless it's on the hardest difficulty.
That is also true because, yeah,
I mean, yeah, effectively it just makes really there's no point in doing one down in anything but the hardest difficulty because then you're just it, it doesn't make sense just to do normal with one down. Doesn't really make any sense. God. Anyway, Payday, haunting me still to this day. It still haunts my dreams. Not really, but God, I almost had 500 hours in that game. And I played most of
try
that on stream.
2000.
I don't have 2,000 in any one game. I mean, I've got
Well,
almost
Pancake.
1,200 in Europa Universalis 4, but close as I am.
I would not be surprised if I have 2,000 hours in Max Payne 3. I would not be surprised if I have 2,000 hours in GTA 5. Don't know because I went directly to the launcher essentially. Well, they didn't have a launcher before, so there was like no way to track it. But I mean, it's unless there's some kind of type of database on Rockstar's end, but I don't know where to go to look that stuff up. But I wouldn't be surprised if I have 2,000 hours in GTA 5 and Max Payne 3, respectively. Especially, especially Max Payne 3, because I did that on PlayStation 3 and PC. So yeah, there's at least 3 games I think I have 2,000 hours in. Only one of them confirmed though.
Hmm. Yeah, I was just looking at your games list. Yep, just the one. And then the next one is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex versus Assault Online, 380 hours. That's the next closest one in your Steam list.
And it's no longer up anymore, and I freaking love that game. and it was based on a good anime, so there was also that. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Longest freaking name ever, at least for the online game.
God, 316 hours in Yakuza 0. Then again, I've
Uh,
got like 20 hours in it or so.
across two play. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't.
you've done multiple playthroughs. I
Yeah,
put 30 hours into it, and I only at chapter. I only completed chapter 2.
I think you're up to three, if I remember right.
Yeah, I'm on 3.
Because I remember you made it past Majima, and Majima, you don't unlock that until three, chapter three.
Yeah, I'm on 3. I don't even. I remember we scouted out the one place. We had to do it a second time because I fucked up and didn't do it, the stuff with the achievement. So I had to redo a shit ton of
Yeah,
stuff because
you
I'm
had to
like,
look at every table. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was something like that. Or it was no, it wasn't for an achievement. It was for something down the line where you needed to look at all of them, or something.
Maybe.
Because I'm looking at the achievements and there's not one for it, so I'm assuming it was something that I needed to do that for something down the line. Maybe.
All I know is Josh was the one that basically wanted to 100% that game. So like,
Hmm.
I'm a casual fan, so like it's whatever. But he is hardcore into that game, and it's like I thought I was a fan, and then he went beyond me. Student became the master. So yeah, so yeah, he's looking up guides and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was something at the place that triggers something on down the road. Makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't think of anything else for game news. You have anything?
Haven't seen it, but I feel like I have to just because I saw the old original. Um, I did notice that Mortal Kombat had a freaking movie release recently,
I
and I
just
really
saw
feel
that.
like I need to see it.
I thought it was. I thought it was decent. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, you
At,
actually seen it?
I've actually seen it. I thought it was decent. I'm. You know what? I'll be honest. I had no idea the Mortal Kombat games even had remotely any kind of story at all. They actually have a story. There's actually a
I,
story to the
I was
Mortal
talking
Kombat
to a
games.
friend. I was talking to a friend about that. Like I remember back in the day to where it was just a death tournament, and then over time it's like, oh, here's their human form. Wait, when did that happen? So there's like the you know fantasy world, and then there's like the real life world. Apparently, there's at some point there's two scorpions, there's two Sub Zeros. There's the human version. There's the supernatural version. So yeah, it's I don't know when all that took place, but I mean, I will be fair. To be honest, I'm not much into fighting games, but like I mean, I did play it when I was a kid, when I was younger. So like I still have like that level of passion for it. So it's one of those things to where it's like I just remember it as a death match, and yeah, the only stuff that I know about it, because since I haven't seen it, um, the only thing that I know for a fact is apparently for such a bloated roster, they even brought in a secret character, I think from the original game, Reptile. And apparently, out of everybody, they left out Johnny Cage, even though they had like every other character. So like it's kind of and the guy was in the original, which is what makes it so much more awkward because like you have according to what I've heard, they have all the original people from the first Mortal Kombat game, and it's for some reason they left them out. And then I also discovered that apparently a pro wrestler by the name of The Miz in WWE, it's kind of funny because his character in pro wrestling is Johnny Cage. His gimmick, his character on WWE is basically he's a Hollywood elite, is what he is. He's supposed to be like a big time movie actor. It's just a gimmick. He has starred in movies, but it's been like under a WWE banner. So it's like, here's a movie, but WWE produced it, kind of type of thing. And so it's kind of funny. Apparently on Twitter, he sent an image of himself as Johnny Cage. And according to what I've heard, the co-creator of the game saw the image, and he was basically saying, we're going to put that in our back pocket. So he's going to give it some thought, and if it becomes successful enough and there's another Mortal Kombat
I'll
movie
just tell
coming
you
out,
now, at the end of the movie, they have set up the second one. They basically end the movie basically
and
like
I'm not surprised.
there's the second one. And Johnny
I'm not
Cage is
surprised.
probably going to be in that one.
And I thought I even saw that they even hinted at that in the movie.
They do hint at that in an end credit scene, yeah. Or like at the final scene, they hint at that.
Yeah, because basically because I was curious, because I did see Annihilation recently, and that was just god awful. Because at the time period was it was during a time to where special effects was like just coming out. It was just the thing. So for some reason they decided to do this high level, high budget movie, and then all of a sudden it's like, we're doing this at a location outside, nice blue sky. It's supposed to be dark though, so we're gonna make that perfect sunny day turn into clouds, and it's dark out. So they have to green screen somehow and just chroma key the sky is what they're doing.
Just film it at night.
And that's not the worst part. It's so bad. It's good. There's moments to where the chroma key is clipping through people's hair. Oh my god, it's so hilarious. If you look at all the little details of like how someone actually said this, and again, I saw the movie, and then I was like, I'm curious if anyone reviewed this. So I looked online, someone reviewed it, and it was like him and a group of his friends. They're all just laughing at how terrible Annihilation was. And it was kind of funny because like I think there was like 3 or 4 of them, and all of them said, "Oh, it's so terrible. I'm never seeing this movie ever again. You got to pay me to watch this." and then the main host is like, "Dude, I fucking loved it. It was great for all the wrong reasons." So, yeah, it was Annihilation, not that great. And I thought I even heard they actually recycled a death scene that was from the first one. That's how bad it is. They couldn't even redo a death scene, and they had to. I thought I heard that they had to recycle a death scene from a previous version of the movie, and it's like, wow, that's how bad it is. Okay, but yeah, I thought I heard one of the guys say, like, dude, for $50 for less than $100, I could do a way better version than what they're doing with what they had. And it's so Annihilation I heard was terrible. So when I heard this one was coming out, this new one, I was very curious of like, is it any good and all that stuff. And so I heard stuff about it, not full details, but just nitpicks here and there. And yeah, it's so yeah. I'm very curious. Even though they do set up for like another version of the another installment of the movie, even though that happened, there's still like if it usually happens with box office stuff. If it doesn't land, it's going to basically just dissolve. And even though they set up the next one, it's not going to come of anything. So,
I'm pretty sure actually Mortal Kombat has done actually exceedingly well for the fact that it is just released on streaming platforms.
and I thought I heard a few selective theaters, but yeah, it's basically on a streaming service. I think it's like
Yep.
HBO Plus or something like that.
I mean, it's not bad. It's decent. It's a movie based off of a fighting game.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I do agree with my friends. They really ham-fist you a lot of lore that, especially to me, I'm just like, I'm just still trying to get over the fact that there is literally any story, period, in this. What are they up to? Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
13? Which Mortal
I
Kombat are
forget
they
where
on?
they're at. 12 or something. Yeah.
Mortal.
Just call it 13. Call it even.
I think. Oh, is it just 11? Mortal Kombat games. Uh.
I
Oh,
thought it
they're
was
at
11,
11.
but I
It's
didn't want to
11.
say.
11 was in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think
11 Mortal
12
Kombat
around the.
games. The first Mortal Kombat was 92, which that was on
Yep.
arcades.
And I love it. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. It was this one. I played it on. I think I played it on Super Nintendo, and of course, at the arcades if it was available. It's. I mean, it was for what it was. It was. I mean, it was everything that I think. I well, I'm sure there's going to be people that's going to say like mechanics. I've always heard in terms of mechanics, Street Fighter's the way to go. Um, but in terms of like theme and everything else, and decent of enough mechanics, I mean, for me, it's always been Mortal Kombat. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about the game. Just kind of, I probably because I'm into heavy metal and like, I mean, if you were to like pick like a theme, heavy metal definitely sways more to Mortal Kombat than it does Street Fighter, if that makes sense. So, um, possibly because of that, and yeah, it's and I'm not surprised that they did end up doing like hit you with a bunch of lore because I think it, it's very much like when I'm thinking about it, it's very much like pro wrestling to a degree, and they both are fighting simulators, simulations, whatever you want to call it. Um, and because like you have your gimmicks, you have your characters, they all do their thing, and it's like you if you're new to it, that's kind of the thing is to kind of lure people in and to kind of like get invested. You kind of need to know about the character and what they're all about. So that is actually kind of a very standard thing with pro wrestling and with uh, with Mortal Kombat is if you don't know anything about it, they do want to hit you. If you ever find yourself to watch, that's typically what most shows is like designed to do, is to like tell you like this character, their gimmicks, what they're about, what you know, their likes, dislikes, what have you. And the more you know about them, if it piques your interest, you keep watching. Because otherwise, if you can't do it, then there's no point in like coming back again, if that makes sense. So like obviously for Mortal Kombat, if someone's not familiar with everything, then they're going to try and hit you with as much lore so that way they probably don't need to do that for and hell, the same could even go for like a new TV series. If there's ever like a TV series or something, like their first season is usually to like set up the characters and everything, and it's not until like the second or third season that's when the show starts to pick up and like the foundation is built, and now you could actually, uh, you know, build off of everything. So it actually just makes sense that they will try and hit everybody with as much lure as possible. And to think it is just a fighting game, and there is lore, and yeah, it's what it is. So, um, yeah, it's so I'm actually very happy that that's the thing is Mortal Kombat's could potentially have. So now I'm wondering, is Street Fighter gonna make another appearance? Because the last time we got to see Jean Claude Van Damme play as Colonel Guile, and now I'm wondering with a Coke habit, I'm guessing he's off the table. So, but yeah, I'm very happy that Mortal Kombat's possibly gonna be a thing in the future in movies and cinema.
I'm just reading I just popped
Mm-hmm.
open the Wikipedia of the Mortal Kombat games. I just read the tiny little plot summary for 11. 11 restarts the entire timeline in a crazy. Apparently, the Mortal Kombat 11 renews the history of the Mortal Kombat games. There's like time travel,
Kind
cross-dimensional
of
time
does.
travel fighting shit.
Yeah, because I think there is essentially like a story mode that they do, and yeah, it's you know it's pretty much they tell a story, you get a cutscene, and then it leads to a fight. Do the fight leads to another cutscene, rinse, repeat, and yeah. So I actually haven't played it, but I that sounds correct. I think I heard people say that Mortal Kombat 11 did kind of change some things. So, but I think that has to do with the fact that there are 11 installments in, and it's like you need to change things up at some point.
Yeah,
So to
11
like
installments in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games. That's not counting the multitude of other tiny other things like release the Mortal Kombat trilogy or like remasters or tinier additions. There's holy fuck, there's a lot. Good lord, 1999 to 2008, there was a Mortal Kombat game like every year.
I'm not surprised.
Good lord. Talk about a decade of Mortal Kombat. But anyway,
But
yeah, movie was decent. Didn't recognize who 99% of the people were. Because I've never played any Mortal Kombat games. I just know some of the names
yeah,
from the Starbomb rap of Mortal Kombat High. That was it.
nice.
Um, but yeah. Um, anyway, went on a tangent there about. Went on several tangents there. Mortal Kombat. Was not expecting to be talking about Mortal Kombat. Wonder when they'll. I wonder. Nah. You know what? I was gonna make some. I'm like, I wonder how they're going to do the reboot of the series. But then I just remembered I don't know anything about literally fucking any of the games ever.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I have not even the slightest piece of information other than what I wrote, that one sentence I read on that wiki page about the series, about our
Yeah.
franchise. So I'm just gonna leave that there because the only Mortal Kombat stuff I've watched is when Achievement Hunter showcased the fatalities for every character, and that's it. That's all I've seen of the new Mortal Kombat games. God, those fatalities are brutal.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the only other thing that I would say, just real fast, because I'm sure we're gonna move on here, but the one last thing I will say, I did see AEW Dynamite recently,
Hmm.
and seeing Matt Jackson, he did the move. He did the split-legged dick punch that fucking that fucking Johnny Cage does. And when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, it's because the movie released." So that was awesome. And yeah, I believe I even tweeted about that one. That one, just just seeing that split-legged dick punch, I knew exactly what he was doing at that moment. So, and no surprise because uh, in All Elite Wrestling, Matt Jackson, he one of his best friends is Kenny Omega, and he's a big fan of video games, and he's very familiar with fighting game genres. I think he's more of a Street Fighter fan, but still, I mean, split-legged dick punch by freaking Johnny Cage. Love the reference.
Yeah, that sounds
It was one of
painful.
his moves.
That sounds really, really painful.
I mean, it's especially if you're. That's the other thing. Who is it gonna hurt more for? Because I sure as hell can't do the goddamn split. So if I even attempt, I
Oh,
think I'm gonna hurt myself in the process.
I think that'd just be a lot of pain. That's just a lot of pain.
and and that's the other thing. If you're able to hit the splits and then hit the punch, wouldn't you both just be in pain? Which that would
Oh,
just be even more hilarious.
that would,
It
yeah,
hurts. You did it to me.
yeah. Oh my God, that would be. Whew.
That just sounds like a joke, by the way. If anyone, like a couple of like YouTubers, just like, hey, let's do our own like freaking Mortal Kombat stuff, and they start doing it, and it's like you got like the most like out of shape guy, and then he's trying to hit that split-legged dick punch, and then it's like
Oh,
it turns right to comedy.
uh, ugh.
uh, the idea. That is a joke, by the way. That
Don't do
has to
that.
be a joke somewhere.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Please
oh,
don't.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't do it. Don't do it. But as a joke, though, I mean, that is a joke and a half because, like, I could totally see that. A couple of, like, people that, like, just try and, you know, they want to do, like, a comical version like that. That's one way to. And plus, that used to be, like, the thing. Whenever some, like, big movie comes out, there's always, like, the parody version. And it's
Hmm.
like, that's going to be a joke in the parody. 100%, I guarantee it. It
Can,
has to be.
can you parody a video game movie though?
I think you can.
Can you though? Because isn't a video game movie? I mean, I guess it depends on the video game movie. Like the Doom video game movie. That was that was that was something. The Rock plays in a lot of those
Oh
movies
yeah,
that it's just like they're trash movies, but they're
that's
kind of
kind of
it.
what I get too. Yeah.
They're he does the like the oh my God, he did the Doom movie, the
Hmm.
Rampage movie,
Hmm.
which had a lack of Rampage in it. Um, anyway, he just does a lot of those things that no one else will do, and you know what? I respect him for that. Like, cause you just need someone who will do those dumb, stupid movies that like you'll watch once and you'll be like, yeah, I enjoyed that. I wouldn't watch it again, but I enjoyed that for the one time I saw it. Like you need someone to take the bite the bullet on those things. And I mean, let's be he doesn't need the money. I'm pretty sure his wrestling
No, he
career
doesn't.
covers him. I'm pretty sure he just does it for fun, and good on him. I mean, he looks like he has a lot of fun in those movies. God, he does. I'm just thinking of all the movies he's in, just like shit. I think more people know him because of movies than wrestling.
Oh, now, yeah, 100%, 100%. And the last time, and that's a straight up fact because the last time I think fans saw him at a pro wrestling show, and far as I know, everyone that I've heard about it all said they hated it. He just showed up to WrestleMania. I think they played his song, and then there was like a thing with his name on it. He set it on fire, threw his arm up, raised an arm, and fade to black. And they moved on to the next segment. And it's like, so he just showed up, lit his name on fire, and left. That's all they did. That is legitimately all they did, and he hasn't been seen since.
That's
No shit.
that's that's kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. If that was his, he's just gone from wrestling. I could
Oh yeah,
respect
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I could respect that. It's awesome.
And he was never seen and heard from again. Well, at least in the wrestling community. Actually, no,
That's
wait, no, wait. He was heard from again. For some reason, he phoned it in. Because of the pandemic, he kind of had to.
hmm
Uh, what was it? Ken Shamrock. He went into Impact Wrestling's Hall of Fame, and oh god, those two. Ken Shamrock he's a legit MMA fighter. He's a shoot wrestler. The guy has done MMA legitimately. He started out in as a pro wrestler in kind of like it was basically like old school MMA, but it was somehow like still wrestling. And then all of a sudden he transitioned over into straight MMA. And then he got into WWE in the Attitude Era. This guy legitimately, and I recently heard about it too, to remind my ass. The guy actually did internally make, what was it? I think he gave him like a liver punch or something like that. And it actually gave The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the movie star today, when he was starting out, when he was just starting to get steam, he took like a liver punch, and this guy's like bleeding from the mouth, both of them, because that's how hard the guy hits. Like for some reason, they actually like that. That's what they did. They both. I think they agreed to it. I don't know, but like that's how hard the guy like is stiff. Like even though it's pro wrestling and it's fake, not when it's Ken Shamrock. The guy shoots and he shoots hard. So yeah, it's. And I think that was actually from a countdown of stiffest wrestlers in pro wrestling today, or something like that. And yeah, no shit. You have a MMA guy in that list. There you go. Also, I really love the idea that this is like one of the few times to where I could naturally just talk about pro wrestling and yeah, good stuff.
Okay, so ba 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 booey. Um, I guess we're rounding near an hour. We should do power wrestling. Shit, I dropped my phone. Damn it. I'm good. I'm good. I didn't just throw my phone across my room.
Are
It's
you
fine.
good though?
I didn't just fumble my
Are you
phone.
good though?
Went to catch it and just threw it across my room and hit the wall. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Well, hold on. Maybe I should help. Am I helping? Is I want to help.
Yeah, you're helping a lot.
Yeah. Fail.
Fucking idiot. God damn it. This is why we don't have webcam. This is why we don't have webcam.
We lost him.
Anyway, we'll do clip break, okay? Clip break. Then I guess I'll talk about RP. And then artist of the week, maybe. I don't know. Does that sound right? Unless you have something else you want to talk about.
No, we good. We could do clips.
Alrighty. So, I've got 3 clips. Liv has 6 clips. Let's go. All my clips are from Michael from Achievement Hunter. He's been streaming a lot more recently. And that's awesome because I like Michael. He's my favorite of all the Achievement Hunters. He's hilarious. And yeah, I don't think there's any explanation needed in any of these clips. They're just funny. If I could actually click the play button.
And grab her.
I will immediately.
Oh,
Stop
this is
it.
looking.
I forgot I'm supposed to screen share it to you. Professional streamers. Right. I'm supposed to screen share it to you.
It's all good. It's all
Right.
good.
Yep. Okay. We're good now.
Just been doing this for a few years.
It's only the 43rd episode. You know, we're still kicking off the dirt. It's still new. We're still very.
Yeah.
We're still new. Anyway.
And grab her.
I will immediately.
Oh,
Stop
this is
it.
looking. You guys are looking fucking good. Oh, Meg didn't jump for some reason.
I did it. Just I hit the curb.
Oh, Jackie looking good. Is this a Jackie win? She's got it. Why did she hesitate?
I don't know.
Why did she turn back? For no reason, she turned around. What?
It was coming super
What?
hand. Jackie couldn't have had your name
Jackie
on it.
turned around.
Yeah. Just like that close to winning and turned around for no reason and lost. That was Fall Guys. And next two are Among Us. These are hilarious.
Baby.
Look at the cute little baby.
Oh, Barb!
What's up? Who? What?
Oh.
Who?
Michael.
Who's saying me? Trevor? What's up?
Michael.
What?
Michael.
What?
Why'd you kill the child?
Why? Who killed the child?
Michael!
Who killed the child?
Why do we do that?
Come on!
Kill the child!
Who? Then I quit! I fucking quit by accident! Oh, dude, you think I wasn't gonna kill that fucking baby immediately? What are you, nuts? Yo, someone
where's
killed the
Michael?
baby and I just left because it made me
Listen,
sick.
that kid was mouthing
It
off.
made me
I heard
sick.
it, okay?
Where's
Who
Alfredo?
the
Where's
fuck
Fredo?
did that?
I don't know, but I was trying to put a shield on Michael.
Who was it?
Fredo, I think Fredo has to.
And I just love how
Nice.
Trevor's just like, Michael, why did you do that? And he keeps on like adamant that it's not him. And then he comes back into the lobby like, it's not me. And then everyone else is like, well, then who was it? And then this is kind of a little related to it. Michael became the child. This is like modded. Among Us with roles and that.
All right.
Kill me!
Down and you will see the game will end with a dead baby in outer space. Kill me good, just stab me in the face. Dead baby, yeah, killing the baby,
Let's
alright,
get back
killing
here.
the baby tonight.
I'm dealing
Who
with
is
this.
the
They're dealing
baby?
with this.
Who is this?
So there was in this round, like there was the child's supposed to be smaller than everyone, so you know who it is, but he
Yeah.
didn't get smaller. So he just freaking does that bit where he just uses the voice changer, and then he comes back with his voice like, "Who the fuck's the baby?" Like, just does that bit for like the whole round of just like using the voice changer to talk, and then he's like, "What the?" Well, just freaking arguing with himself, and just being like, "Well, who is it? Like, come on, show yourself."
Nice.
All right, looks like we have some rust. Rust. It says it right there. I don't know why I guessed, but I was right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of self-explanatory. So.
Okay.
Pause, Shep.
Oh my god. Wow. These are great. You download these? Is that an eggplant?
We imported the eggplant and water drip emoji.
I can't.
Turn off your light, Momo, so you can experience the aesthetic. Yes.
Oh my god. What is that?
That is a sexy fall woman.
I'm so happy. This is beautiful.
Momo, your artwork will be inside the
Bazongas.
VIP section.
This is anime titties here.
I know, right? Oh, it's the greatest. Oh, it's so good.
We blew the budget on the rest of the place, so just gotta have the theater of the mind.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god,
My
more of
God.
the same place. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's a continuation. It's a continuation. Play it.
Oh, fun.
I have a sketch.
Oh my god, that was fast. Holy cow. Beautiful. What the hell is this? Gentlemen, I need a few moments alone to myself, please.
Oh, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
okay,
use,
yes.
use the tissue box, please. Please wipe up. Are you going to stand?
Oh my god.
Classic.
Oh my god.
Uh, so this next one, it's just so good. Oh man, so this next one, so basically everyone knows how kind-hearted Momo is, and she basically has like a bunch of streamers that kind of picked up on that. So this next one just kind of shows like how much love and respect a lot of streamers have for her. This is great. I love it. By the way, I think I forget the fourth person that walks in, but I remember Tim Mack walks in, and it's like I think Tim Mack was actually the person that introduced Momo to like Anthony and like Grimm's. You're gonna see AC. You're gonna hear AC's voice in here. They have that mod. I don't know if it's ever built into the game yet, but I know it was a mod at one point to where you could actually talk in game and hear people's voices. So if you hear AC when she walks into the room, yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
Momo, you still alive? Momo?
Yes.
This is, it's okay, I had it. Hey. Nothing to see.
What's going on in here?
Hey guys, get rid of my body.
I'm so sad. Wait.
Momo!
I
love Momo so much. Holy fucking shit.
Okay, that was sadly.
I love it. I love it when a group of friends just has fun with Among Us, and
Yeah.
like they'll have rounds where they're just like they don't care about winning; they just fuck around.
Exactly.
So it's-
Because at any moment, AC or Momo could have called the button right there. To,
Yeah, but that's
like,
not that's not fun.
around. And then all of a sudden, like AC just being like the sister to her is like, don't worry, Momo, I got this. Awesome, love it. And it makes for a great comedy. Like oh
It does.
My God, so yeah,
It makes for great memorable moments.
Absolutely, 100%. So this next clip, oh my God, I love it so much. I think I'll probably explain a little bit more after because I don't want to give away anything that happens. This is all I would say is this is reoccurring. That's all I'll say. Play it.
You
It's so
locals are
good.
damn crazy. I commend your perseverance.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. That was a big boy. God damn. Mr. Cornwood.
Mm-hmm.
So when we do a car stop, you're my cover unit, right?
Yep.
Are you able to cover me from over here?
Yep.
No. Put your gun away.
Wait, what? I
Go
thought you asked
stand
for
on the
cover.
passenger
Goddamn.
side. Go stand on the passenger
gun?
side of the vehicle.
That's a huge cop.
Not my vehicle, the fucking vehicle we're stopping.
Oh.
Watch the passenger.
Hey,
watch
what the hell? Hey,
threat.
why you? Hey, what?
Mr. Cornwood, what is more important, the asshole driving by or the person that we?
They
have
don't
stopped
show.
over
They
here?
don't show the damn police any respect.
Okay, so
Oh my God! Just fucking Ron Otterman just out of nowhere.
I know, right?
Just
I
out
know.
of fucking nowhere. Oh.
Okay, so that's a reoccurring thing. So apparently, Ron Otterman, fucking goddamn Silent Sentry, every single time when he sees Big Cornwood, I think his name is Cornwood, Big Cornwood sheriff, working the beat, he has it in his vocabulary. He has to just basically heckle this guy as he drives by, regardless. And everyone from Silent Sentry's chat all go over and try and clip Cornwood because the way he does it, he wants it. Silent Sentry wants it to be fun for Cornwood because one of these days, he's going to absolutely love it because he's waiting for that one sporadic moment to where it's like Cornwood's gonna puff his chest out, he's gonna feel all high and mighty of himself, and then he's just gonna hear driving by, he's done that. He's done that. I've seen Silent Sentry. I have multiple clips already to where you just hear Silent Sentry he's just flying by and all you just hear is and, and every single time Cornwood in full character, these motherfuckers don't respect the law. You need to respect the badge. It's all just to fuck around with each other. Everyone knows, everyone's in on it, and everyone fucking loves it. It's so good. The chemistry between some of the streamers is just great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so this next one is Dr. Lupo. So Dr. Lupo, he, as I understand it, he actually stepped away from NoPixel, mostly because he had a bad time. At the time, there was like a lot of like random death matches going on, and people were kind of like more or less stream snipe each other, is the way that Silent Sentry would describe it as. He talks about it all the time. And apparently he had such a bad moment that he just he stepped away from NoPixel. Well, recently he kind of came back to a degree. I've been hoping he would jump back on again. It sounded like from what you're about to see and throughout this entire stream, from a portion of it from this clip, basically he kind of fell in love with it. It sounded like he had a great time. And so basically the character he's playing as right here is he's a mob boss's father, and his son is just showing him around town. So he's like introducing people. This is supposed to be like a mob run business. And I mean, just kind of put that in your head for a second. This is a mob run establishment. Everyone's wearing suits. Everyone's, you know, it. You got to think Sopranos. You got to think freaking, you know, Scarface, Goodfellas, all the mob flicks, Godfather, you name it. And then this happens. Play it.
Sir, what is your name?
Oh, my name is Bajorn Tripod Corleone, the battle-ready bionic barbarian, attempted dragon slayer, wrangler of the Fingal, ninja looter, and former employee of the week. Glory to the cock.
Glory to the cock.
Glory to the fucking cock.
Sir, what is your name?
I just love that everyone else gets up for it.
Yeah! I showed this to an IRL friend. We recently been memeing on it. Every so often we end our conversations, glory to the cock. And that guy is over as fuck too, because you could hear the woman in the back, glory to the fucking cock. Oh god, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh
a
my
mob
God.
run establishment, and you got this goddamn LARPer. I swear.
He's got the LARPer. Who let the LARPer in?
So, yeah, my name is Anthony Corleone. Who the hell are you? I'm Anthony Corleone. Glory to the cock. Glory to the cock. Oh, it's so good. So this next one, I can't really set it up. It's more an afterthought. So it's what to say. So the one thing, I'll just leave it at this. So Silent Sentry, he's playing Ron Otterman, and basically he set this entire thing up. So he said to these guys, I want you to rob this guy. Just rob him. I'll pay you whatever you want. So this motherfucker took my shoes. I want my shoes back. It's from a divorce I had. It was the only thing I was able to keep from my divorce. My freaking ex-wife took everything. This is actually backstory. This is lore. So these are one of a kind, multi-$1,000 pair of shoes, custom made, like what was it, like pink? I forget what it was, like pink leopard or something. They actually had to hunt down a pink leopard and freaking kill it to make these goddamn shoes. These are custom made, one of a kind. No one else has them. I kept them from the divorce, and this motherfucker took them. I want to rob his ass. So do whatever you want. You could get whatever money you want out of him. I'll even pay you on top of it. But I just want my goddamn shoes. And then this happens.
You know what you did, and you're gonna pay for it right now, right here, before your friends get here.
What is that? I think your shoes.
You're damn right.
You pay somebody 10 grand because
I want my goddamn shoes back.
20K and we'll take.
You have any idea how long I've been trying to find your ass? Word of mouth, description. I had to look you up in the goddamn the courthouse. Your
This
picture,
is
you're
what you
bald.
spent 10K for.
I didn't spend 10K for it. I don't have 10K. But you know,
Wait! What the
Why?
fuck?
Why? What the fuck? What the fuck you mean? What the fuck you mean?
What happened?
What about? Come on! What the fuck you mean? Come on! Listen,
Matter of fact,
look, come on!
yoink again, motherfucker. You're barefoot again.
No,
bitch.
goddamn, those goddamn! I want my goddamn shoes! I want those goddamn shoes! Come on now!
Get the fuck out of here,
You can't just leave me out here! Come on! Where's the shoes? The shoes! Where are my goddamn shoes?
You know what you did, and you're gonna pay for it right now.
Oh God, no! I don't have $10,000. What?
Oh my god. So, I probably forgot to mention, he was wearing flip-flops because that was all he could afford. He was wearing flip-flops. So, he's trying to get his expensive shoes back. He's got flip-flops on. This was all planned by Ron Otterman, and he's the one getting robbed by the end of the day. Again!
I love how the guy offered him $20K, but they didn't have a chance to. I thought they were gonna flip on the $20K, but then immediately after, he's like, "Oh, I don't have a freaking $10K. Are you kidding me?"
Oh my god. Also, I should probably point out the guy that said, "Yoink again, motherfucker!" That was actually the guy that's supposed to own the casino in NoPixel. So if you ever wonder who RPs the ownership of NoPixel, it was the guy that he just robbed. He tried to rob, but it backfired. Yoink again, motherfucker! Oh, it's so great.
Oh my lord! Holy crap! That's
just glorious.
That's fucking
Absolutely
hilarious. Ugh. So yeah, I guess we'll go into RP, which we've had a couple things happen. Earlier this week? Why am I forgetting when this happened? But we started up our cult character. I'm joining my friends who they've been doing this side characters that are cults, and I'm joining them because they've lost a couple members. Rest in peace. In character, they died. Lost one or so. I have not been keeping track of the storyline at all. So I'm coming into this like very much improv too, where I'm like yes and to everything because I'm like I'm supposed to know this, but I don't know it. I'm just like oh right, yeah, and just being very vague about stuff because I'm like I don't know what's going on. But yes, I play Maddox Belmont, fellow cultist, kind of in... I've done it again, where I didn't mean for them to be insane, but he's insane. He's a freaking crazy, poison-obsessed person, obsessed with poisoning shit. And also, apparently, canonically, based on what happened that stream, canonically poisons himself. In small doses to gain immunities to poisons of various kinds. Also carries around a collection of snake skulls. So if he ever needed to poison someone and make it look like a snake did it, he could just use the snake skull to make the venom, to make the wounds. So it's realistic. Yeah. Man, my side character, when I'm like, they won't be super and I just go all in. I just go all in on the fucking crazy. If there's no safety rails put in place on my crazy side characters, they just go all in. But essentially, our leader was in jail, and he ran out of money to because it's $1.50 to send letters out. He ran out of money, so we needed to smuggle money into him. So what we needed to do was to basically rack up enough charges to get sent to Sisika. And that was a lot harder than I thought it was. Me and another person who they had been, I think they'd been playing someone before. Yeah, they were playing. They've made another cultist because the one they were playing before died, and we need another one. So they were playing another one, I think, unless I'm mistaken on that. But anyway, in character they were new. So we came up with fake names, which I forgot like 3 times during the night, and thankfully I remembered the the most important time to remember the consistency of the fake names I gave for myself and for the other person. Basically, the plan was it should have been super easy. Find someone, take them hostage, hold up the general store in Saint Denis, lead the sheriffs on a little bit of a chase, and then let them catch us, so they could charge us and take us to Sisika, and we can smuggle the money in and make contact. Sort of tell them the plans for the prison break and all that that we planned, which I think they've been Tilted's been talking with the server admins, and I think either it's still in discussion or we've gotten the go ahead to sort of set this up of a basically the plan is to kidnap a deputy and then use them, like basically hold them at gunpoint to take us over to Sisika. Well, we all dress up in deputy uniforms, and at the same time we're going to go over in deputy uniforms to basically do a prisoner release ahead of time, and at the same time Tilted's on the inside as Rosewood is going to start a prison riot. So we'll scoop them out during the madness of all that and break them out. Because, well, I mean, out of character, I think the court case is actually getting thrown out, but in character, no one knows that. So yeah, we can't let him stand trial under any circumstance. So we're gonna plan this elaborate prison break, which at some point I'm going to have to log in and serve the rest of my time. I've got another 40 minutes to stand in server in Sisika before I'm released. That's gonna be fun. But so yeah, you know, it was just gonna be easy. We just had to find someone. We couldn't find fucking anyone. There was no one. No one around. No one out on their own. No one in Saint Denis. No one in Rhodes. Everyone was... And not even everyone. The server was full. But there was like 6 people. Excuse me. Even Valentine. And 3 of them were deputies. So I have no idea where the rest of the fucking server is. And... I'm like, God, we can't... The problem is we can't go further because we need to be in Saint Denis, because one of the bonuses we were hoping for is if we request to go to Sisika, or that's what we were asked to do. Apparently we didn't need to request that. But basically to get a personal escort to Sisika, they'd be much more inclined to do it from Saint Denis, because that is the closest jail to where the point is where they take people over to it. So we needed to make sure we got arrested there. So we didn't want to make it too obvious. Like, if we steal someone from Blackwater and take them all the way to Saint Denis, that's kind of really suspicious. So we couldn't find anyone on their own, and I felt kind of bad about it, but kind of did not, because good old Robin, my friend Robin, she's advertising for Raven's Rest, because she's now that's the mortician thing, like they do funerals and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, poor Robin. I'm like, she was the only practical one to go after in the telegrams, because I was like, we can't find someone on their own. So we need to find someone who we could possibly get on their own through business. I was thinking there was a little bit of thought of maybe faking a medical emergency, but that has a tendency to, it could very well bring more people than necessary. Also, it's a general telegram. It's much more public. So I privately telegram Robin, being like, oh, you know, my poor brother died, and da-da-da-da-da. And, oh my God, that whole trying to convince her, it's like, I'm just like, oh, you know, it's really sad that happened. I've lost Maddox's voice like 12 times. Like, I lost it so many times, and I tried to get it back, and I just couldn't. I lost his voice so many times. I'm not great with it because I've only used it once. I've used it once, so hopefully I can get it again. I had a better time with Clive, but I also kind of lost Clive sometimes. I'm not the best with voices, but I do try my best. Especially because I was getting caught up in all the stress and all that. It was really hard to keep in that sort of specific mindset I have to be to channel the voice, if that makes sense. But so yeah, I'm thank God Robin's such a great sport. I mean, she obviously knew it was me, but she knew I wasn't on Ryan, so she knew as a player something was up. She knew something was up, and Robin knew something was up, because I was being suspect as fucking hell. Because I was basically like, brother died in a wagon accident the other day. I left the bodies with the local doctors in Saint Denis. Wondering about funeral arrangements, And basically, what I'd hoped for, unfortunately, goddamn, 10 minutes before she saw my telegram, her horse fucking died. Her horse got killed by a freaking, by a wagon. So she couldn't come to Saint Denis, which was the point. I wouldn't have had to have made up all this stuff if she had been there, because we could have just taken her, and it would have been fine. But I had to lure her to Saint Denis, especially because there's 3 freaking deputies literally across the road from us. And I'm like, I can't grab her. Like, I can't grab her and that. So I'm trying to freaking figure this out. Meanwhile, the other guy doesn't have any idea what's going on. I do. Oh my god. So many things. Like, the whole thing's a clusterfuck of just trying to get this to work. And I'm pretty sure it only works. Robin's just a good sport about that kind of stuff. All the kudos to her for playing along with it and taking a chance on it, because it was super fun and super stressful. But yeah, so we lured her out and going to the doctor's office. She's like, "Oh, where's the body?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe they moved it somewhere else." And in my head, I'm just like, I told the other guy to go ahead of us when I managed to get like a second to break off from Robin before we left Valentine. He was supposed to ride ahead, meet us at the doctor's office, and he's not there. And I'm just like, oh fuck. And then we're leaving, and he shows up, and I'm like, oh, would you look at that? It's a miracle. My brother's alive. Pulled out my gun, put it to her head, and I'm like, all right, ma'am. All right, Miss Redford, let's go. Which then we had to take the person who came with her as hostage too. I'm like, okay, we're going to be real cool about this. I've already showed her we mean business. We're just going to take a little stroll. You'll tell him to, and then the other guy, who's playing a character that's much more a blunt kind of do it kind of guy, freaking pulls out his rifle, points it at the guy, and I'm just like, god damn it, there goes subtlety. Now we got 2 hostages. I'm just like, god damn it. So we got to take them both down to the general store. And he's robbing the till. And I'm like, alright. So the plan is now to... It takes like 10 minutes to actually clear out the till. I didn't know that. Apparently I've been robbing stores wrong all this time. Who would have thought? I've only ever robbed 2 places. And I just held up the person, which actually only gives you like a couple bucks. Apparently oh, my throat. Give me a second.
Take your time. He'll just be a second. We got this.
Christ alive. Oh. Oh.
I'll even help.
How?
I'll help. Just help. Just gonna do that. Help. Did
Holy
that help?
Thanks, Liv. I really appreciate that. Oh my god. You didn't have to do... Okay, you know what? Actually, that did help. You know, if we can get a couple more of those, I think I could finish the story.
You want to know what the biggest outrage is? I
What?
gotta pay for my own fucking emotes? I made this shit. Jesus. Sorry for interrupting.
Anyway.
True story.
True story. True story. Anyway, so yeah, we have her, and I'm like, okay. She told the deputies where she was going in Valentine. Like, she told them that what was going on. So when they got, you know, the telegram that, you know, someone was robbing the general store in Saint Denis, they should be on their way. And I'm like, all right, they should be here presently. And we're waiting. I'm just like, trying to be icy stuff. There was some stuff we were recommended to do during the whole thing, but I was just so like panicking. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do, because I've never actually done this kind of RP before. And also at the same time, we're not trying to get away with it. Apparently it's really easy to get away with, because we got there, we were only a little bit into it, and we hear a deputy and we're like, oh, thank God. All right, they're here. It's like, yeah, I'm the only one right here. I just clocked on and saw that the place was getting robbed, so I'm just here. I see you have hostages. Just to let you know, you're gonna get a clean getaway, because, you know, I gotta stay here with the hostages and shit. And I'm just like, no. I'm just like, no, the whole point is for us to get freaking jailed. And I'm like, we can't just turn ourselves in. Like, it's too suspicious if we do that. Like, we can't make it look suspicious that we want to go to jail. But fuck. God damn it. I'm just like, I'm just like, how much, just like, oh, you know, just asking how much time's left until the other guy's like, oh, you know, I feel like it's about halfway there. And we're just there, and then he finishes the till. And I'm just like, fuck, what do we do? What do we do? They didn't show up by the time we were done. And I'm just like, we need to leave. Oh, God. So we just ended up going. And I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. We got away. We got away. They wouldn't have found us. We could have, if we were not intentionally getting caught, we would have never been caught. We were gone. We were freaking gone. Like, by the time we went almost all the way to Valentine before I was like, let's go back down the main road back towards Saint Denis and try and run into them so we could get caught, because that was the whole point of it. By the time we got back from basically Valentine back to just after Rhodes, they had just started leaving Saint Denis. So we could have been all the way up in fucking Coulter by the time, or or New Austin, or we could have been on the other side of the map, somewhere completely fucking remote. We had so much time on them, it would have been so easy. But that wasn't the point. We needed to get. So we're just exiting Rhodes, and there they are, 4 deputies riding down the road, and I stop the horse, and they stop their horses. And I'm like, okay, we go. Because, I mean, after they say, you know, we wouldn't even have noticed it was you guys if you hadn't have done that. I'm just like, oh, well, that's a shame. Meanwhile, in my head, yes, I made the right call. Because then I freaking booked it. Freaking spun that horse's ass and went. Unfortunately, I fucked up in my ragdoll off. Basically, what I wanted to do was time it so I ragdolled off the horse and got caught as we went under a tree, like a tree branch hit me. I mistimed it, and I didn't actually end up ragdolling. The horse's movement stopped, and I didn't end up ragdolling off the horse. I was on the horse and just slowly set off, because if you ragdoll on the horse when you're going at speed, you get momentum. there was not enough momentum. I just kind of just flopped on the back of the horse and slid off slowly. And I was like, oh no. That was so obvious. That was intentional. But yeah, we got captured. Yes, finally. After like 2-3 hours of trying to set this up. No joke. 2 hours of trying to set this, trying to find a hostage so we could get arrested. Like, holy shit, that was hard. It's hard, man. It just wasn't. I thought it wasn't gonna happen that night. But yeah, and they had a chuckle about it. About, oh, looks like you're Norman. I can't even fucking remember the fake name for him. But basically, there were just jokes of like, oh, well, there's your, oh, so that's your dead brother, huh? Well, looks like he's all good now. Just jokes about how how he's back alive now. They had fun with that. They had fun with that ridiculous story, and I enjoyed that they enjoyed that. Because I'd made up such... It was... no, it was a fun time. And then they transported... I thought I fucked up when I personally asked if we could be sent to Sisika. Because I didn't know how... I don't know how this stuff works. And I just straight up asked that. And they're like, you want to go there? And then they had a group huddle, not cuddle. And I'm just freaking out. I'm like, oh, did I just fuck all this up? Did I just fuck it up? Are they not going to send us now because I asked? But, yeah. So they sent us there. It was absolutely hilarious. And kind of sad. I really appreciate them for being like, oh, here's all this stuff you could do to reform, and oh, you're new to the States, so it's like, there's better ways to make money, here's some stuff, and maybe see one of us, and we can pay you a little bit if you do this kind of stuff for us. And I'm just like, this is, oh yeah, cool. In my head, I'm just like, you have no idea the fucking nutcase that you're currently doing. You have no idea who we are. We're freaking the crazy cultists that have been freaking rampaging server 1. We're with them. Not only that, Maddox is a fucking nutcase who will poison people for fun. So, yeah. It was like, man, I appreciate that. My character's irredeemable. When I make bad characters, I make them irredeemable. I make them irredeemable. And very satisfying when they die. Because that's the whole point of them. Is just to go out as they lived. Which is very fitting and very fun. So yeah, I don't know when we'll be continuing that storyline. That'll be something that's gonna be in and out depending on when everyone else is doing it. Too. And if I remember to do all my time in Sisika before we need to do anything, because I have another 40 minutes to, like, in-server. I have to be in-server for 40 minutes in Sisika for the timer to go down more. You can't just, like, not be on and do it. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure you can't. You know what? Actually, no, I'm not sure. I think you have to serve it in time, in server time, not just like, oh well, I'm gone for like however long. I guess I'll just log out and show back up tomorrow. Unless it is like that, I don't know. I've never been to Sisika, never actually learned any of the mechanics of it, ever. But yeah, that's been going on Wild West RP, possibly getting the horse races back up. Who knows? That might be happening. That will be happening sometime this month, whether it's next week or the week after. Yet to be determined. Kind of slow with the other directors, but we'll see. So Ryan might slowly be coming back or not. But with James, since last time, he has become a founding member of a secret criminal syndicate that plans to be a very citywide, fingers in like a lot of things criminal syndicate. And James is on the bottom floor of that. He's one of the currently three or four. I guess it would be five. Well, James doesn't know that M got promoted, but I do because I was watching DVG's stream. So, I think there's four or five. Actually, why am I guessing? I could just look. I could just look. Crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. There's like currently 6 people in the group. And I also just realized I just totally just showed the other brand. I forgot. I should have checked on my phone instead of my app. I forgot that was streaming that. Oh well. There wasn't anything on there anyway. So yeah, that's been going on. Oh God, had our first they've just opened up business licenses, so the bosses, Antonio has, we've got the business license for the club we want to open up, which will kind of be a front, and that, like a legitimate front for a lot of things, and sort of be like a base of operations, I guess, maybe. Who knows how that's going to work out? I guess it depends on how the interior looks of it, which we don't know yet, because they haven't, because it's not ready yet. We have the license, but the property isn't ready for us to buy it yet that we want to do. It's going to be one of those, like, I think it's just going to basically be like the GTA Online kind of underground nightclubs kind of thing, kind of deals. I think that's what's going to happen. So that will be really cool if that's what it's going to look like, or something. It's going to be an underground nightclub. So I'm assuming they're going to reuse the assets from GTA 5, unless there's other kind of underground nightclub assets on 5M that would work better. Who knows? I'm really excited to see the place, because I just want to tear that place apart and just strategically map it out for all of our security personnel and figure out where we're going to have patrols, where we're going to set up this, where we're going to set up that. I'm just like, I want to get my teeth into the place and just set it up into something just super fucking efficient and awesome. Cause that's just what I want to do with this. I just want to make things like super professional, super awesome. Like I wrote out the Black Tides 10 code system. I wrote an entire 10 code system, up to 17 we currently have codes for things. Oh, speaking of Black Ties, right, we had our first event, actually. Our first official event. Not official as a company, because we put the business license in for the Black Ties. I don't think that's come through yet. That probably will be coming through soon, if not already. It might already be through, and I just don't know. But yeah, we did security for a yacht party, which was super fun. We did a great job. Just one mishap with the prospect trainee, who, well, one showed up in beach shorts, a completely, like a plaited suit jacket or so, a beret, flip-flops, or something. He completely out of uniform. Boy, yeah, that was a great first impression. And then there was the incident with the ticking that no one else heard, where he claimed there was ticking inside of a thing. And I heard that over the radio, and I was in charge of guarding the back, with Chester. Me and Chester were guarding the back. I'm just like, well, shit, that sounds like, I'm just like, excuse me, a ticking? Because that's all I got. So I'm just like, oh, okay. All right. I was like, well, I'd move, but we had to have 2 people in the back at all times. Also, I'm like, Moretti's guys, because we're running security in conjunction with the person who's running the event, his own security. So we were doing that in conjunction with them. So I'm like, Moretti's guys can take care of. I've got it, and it sounds like Antonio's taking a look at it too. So we just kind of stayed there, and I learned after the fact. Boy, not only was there no ticking at all, there was not ticking, there was no bomb, but the guy made a fucking scene and caused a panic over this fake ticking, over this non-existent ticking, and oh my god, whew, if it wasn't for Ray speaking up, that's like, hey, you know, he fucked up, but he might have potential. If it wasn't for Ray speaking up, he was gone. This guy, Mickey, that was his name, was gone. Like, oh my god. The implications of his little scene he caused could have deep sixed us, and not only us, but Moretti's credibility and stuff like that too. It would have been bad. Like, it could have ended like the reputations of both of our groups before we even actually started anything. And it was just like, whew, there's few times when Antonio gets super fucking pissed, and this was one of them. Oh my god. But other than that, yeah, fun time. You know, it was actually nice to actually do security work, because with Silver Security and Wild West RP, we got one contract one time outside of the horse races, which I wasn't able to take part in. But effectively, the horse races was just find a spot, stand there, and that's it. Or like find a small strip of land and just walk back and forth. Just making sure nothing gets onto the track and fucks things up or whatnot. And okay. Yeah, it was just kind of fun to actually do proper security work. I still had to figure out kind of what I know what I don't. I kind of have a vague idea of the sort of general sort of role or kind of involvement James will have in the House of Cards, in sort of the criminal syndicate. Because I don't want him like Chester, who is very much he's very much petty crime. He robs breaks into houses, robs banks, does street racing, all that kind of stuff. I don't want James to be like that. I want him to be more high profile crimes. Like, I'm debating gun running, or like being in charge of gun running or something like that, or along those lines. I mean, we can't do much of that. I mean, the only thing we can do is, well, unless someone figures out attachments, they're a thing. That's all anyone knows. Is one complaint about New Day is the crafting is completely nonsensical. Like, very, very few of the crafting recipes can be logicked out. Like, you'd think, oh, to take the... I don't even know how to do it. But you can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can file off the serial numbers of guns. You would think, logically, all you need is the gun and the file. Nope. There is some third or third and fourth, or who God knows how many different extra things you need for it. And I haven't been able to figure it out myself. But God, man, it's just like, I understand. You want crafting to be kind of maybe more discover it kind of things, but when you make it to a point where the combinations of items don't make any logical sense, like basically you can't logic a recipe, you just have to throw a bunch of stuff onto the crafting table and see if it works, and then just take something away and then see if it works, and then add something else and then see if it works. It's just a shit ton of trial and error until something sticks, and you got to remember what you did that stuck, which is just, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I hope they change how the crafting works in it, because it makes no sense, and it really just, it's not fun, it's not intuitive, and it's just an artificial roadblock to other avenues of just extra stuff. Like, there's items you need to craft with to do bank robberies. I don't even know if anyone knows how to make those yet. Because guess what? You're probably not gonna, maybe something to do with the drill? But who knows what you need to mix with it? Maybe you need to mix a fish and some duct tape to make a super drill that cuts through the bank vault. Who knows? But that's literally the kind of thing that's like, you would think that doesn't make any sense. But that's the exact kind of thing that would work. Because they're just, I don't understand what they were thinking with that. But anyway. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff. And if fucking cryptocurrency would just get over $1,000, I would have over 100 grand. That would be nice. Crypto could just get back up to 200,000 and I make like $100,000 of profit. And I just wait for it to crash again and then invest that $100,000 back in. I can make shit tons of money just by riding crypto. But right now, I'm just waiting on when the fuck I will get that, just that payout. I've sunk like a lot of money into it, but at the same time, I've made it, the more you sink into it, the lower amounts, the more you can recuperate. And I've gone down from, I needed what, like 1,100 at one point? It to be 1,100 to cash out and break even, to 411 for each crypto coin to break even if I sold all of them. So I played my cards right. I just need to hold off until it hits a really good number and then cash out, and then I'll have a shit ton of money. And when will I buy it? What do I use to buy it? Well, you know, none of the houses, because all the current houses available are in gang territory. And from what I've heard, everyone who's bought those houses, there's a reason they're still up for sale. The gangs drove them out again. So, yeah, no. Not buying any of those houses, because you'll just get RP forced out. Because that's fun. Anyway. Yeah, that's all I got for RP tonight.
Awesome.
Fun. All right, Liv, do you have anything else you want to talk about, or you want to go to Artist of the Week?
Well, I don't have much to talk about, I don't think, so I could easily just get through everything. So basically, I did Payday 2 today, and it was awesome. Had a lot of fun doing it. It was great. But yeah, it's what it is. I noticed there was a change in Infamy and everything else. There was definitely a lot of what was it? There was definitely a lot of like new maps to where it gives it more like an open world kind of type of feel with some of the heists. So I thought that was kind of interesting, or at least at first glance from my first playthrough, because I did like one run each, and it just, I don't know, it just kind of felt like, you just kind of have like this good open area, and you got like multiple streets and plazas and stuff, and there was even one to where it was a mansion, and yeah, so Payday was kind of awesome, just kind of diving back into that, because I was doing Yakuza 5 for, well, Yakuza in general. I just been grinding away at it. Yakuza, it's awesome as always, and really interesting. There's so much more intrigue in 5, I want to say, because at least with Kiryu anyway, because I did 3 and I felt like 4 was kind of like almost like a standalone DLC with Kiryu's story, because like these other characters were kind of like well fleshed out, and just kind of like you got a feel for like their story and what's going on. And then Kiryu, it was just like very quick pace. You just do like one little thing and then you already moved on to the next chapter. And so I felt like, it was Kiryu's story in 4 just kind of felt like a standalone DLC for Yakuza 3 is what it felt like, because all the other stories were a little bit longer, more detailed, and then like his was just, let's just get this over with. So and then now with 5, like I'm trying to figure out what happened, and I'm sure at some point we might learn what's going on, but like Kiryu's working undercover, he's working as a taxi driver, and it's like, but where are our kids? Where's the orphanage and all that stuff? And it's, so I'm like, I'm just curious what's going on here. And we just got like a big reveal. It's kind of weird because I don't watch. It's one of those things to where I would watch it, I just never got around to doing it. I'm kind of more of like a fan of more like parodies. I know James Bond is like really big for a lot of people. I never actually really seen James Bond, but yet I seen like stuff like Archer, which is kind of like a parody of James Bond, just more funny, that sort of thing. Also, something like that of like Austin Powers, another one to where it's like a parody of espionage and all that stuff. And yeah, it's so like that's kind of like my intake on it. And yet for some reason I know the one thing about James Bond movies: never trust a dame. And wouldn't you know, playing Yakuza, don't trust a dame, because if you trust a damsel, you're gonna get burned. And we just kind of had like a big reveal, and even though the big reveal kind of happened, it was still kind of good in the end. I thought it was going to be like a big reveal, like a stab in the back kind of type of thing, and it was more like just kind of, okay, this is doable, this is awesome. So yeah, anyway, Yakuza 5, it's been really awesome. I'm thinking I'm coming up on, I'm assuming there's more characters, I don't know, but from the looks of things, I want to say Kiryu's story might be coming to an end, or there's going to be like one big reveal before things kind of like die down and we got to see what else happens. But a lot of moving pieces are kind of falling into place with Yakuza 5, and I'm really curious to see what happens there. And yeah, Yakuza 5 is really good. Other than that, I think I got nothing, so I guess we could move on to Artist of the Week. And with that, I basically went with AC/DC as my artist of the week. I went with them because they're classic. They're the most classic rock band ever, and I absolutely love them to death. So, like, I felt like it was overdue. Got to do it, and I did it. So I went with AC/DC. Just showing how classic they are, I couldn't help but notice that there was not just one, but I think I saw like 2 songs on YouTube that was pushing to 1 billion views. And that's just how much like people just love their music, and just it's just really good. They're just classics. They've been around since 1973, still going strong to this very day. Most of the band comes from Australia. They do hard rock, they do rock and roll, metal, sometimes even like a little bit of blues, you would notice. Do a little bit of that. And one thing I thought was kind of interesting with the lead vocals, the lineup for them, the ones that been there throughout the years. I had no idea that Axl Rose was actually and I remember seeing it like somewhere in 2016. Axl Rose was the lead vocalist to AC/DC. So I don't know what Brian Johnson did, but apparently he kind of left the band very briefly, let Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses take over, and he joined back. So Axl Rose is probably like a good vocalist, but I don't know if he's a good vocalist for AC/DC, if that makes any sense. But I felt like that was a little odd. I didn't know about that. And I remember seeing it, and I was like, that just seems odd to me. But no surprise, Brian Johnson came back and is with the band, as far as I know, since 2018. But even though Bon Scott is kind of like the first established, he wasn't actually the first. That moniker goes to a guy by the name of Dave Evans, and he was there for like a year or two, and Bon Scott kind of took over. And basically I thought he was very unique, mostly because one of the songs I had to go with, if you listen to the playlist, is a song called It's a Long Way to the Top If You Want to Rock and Roll. And what I loved about that song is I noticed there was bagpipes, but I didn't know there was a slight story behind it. Turns out, even though that most of the band comes from Australia, Bon Scott, he actually does have Scottish heritage. And basically, he actually did know how to play the bagpipes, and he wanted to pay tribute to his Scottish heritage, and he wanted to like introduce it to a song, find a way to make it work. So I thought that I remember thinking when I first heard that, I was like, is that bagpipes? I actually for years didn't know, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, those are bagpipes. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Bon Scott was the lead vocalist from, I think he came into the band around 1974. He stayed with the band until 1980, when basically he died of, alcohol poisoning. So, and because of that, in 1980, the band was really in peril. There was rumors going around that the band is going to break up. How can they continue on without Bon Scott? And basically, they had a guy, but they had no idea if he was going to be liked at all, if any. And they were really thinking about breaking up. And what ended up happening was is we have to come out with, we have to hit hard with this. We got to come out with a really good single. We got to come out with a song that is going to be remembered for years. We need a classic, because if we don't, we're going to just crash and burn, and we're just going to fade off into existence. And 1980 is the year for everyone that was into heavy metal. Just about everybody came out with some big hit in 1980. My favorite band of all time, Motorhead, they came out with Ace of Spades. It is their classic album. It's going to be around for years. It's, everyone knows Ace of Spades, or at least those that pay attention to the genre. Iron Maiden, they came out with Number of the Beast, 666. And AC/DC is also on this list. They came out with Back in Black. They hit hard in 1980, and that's the one they opened with their new vocalist. And what makes Back in Black, even if the song itself wasn't classic enough and to almost like define them to a degree, it's so good. One thing I thought was very interesting is there was a interview with Brian Johnson, the replacement to Bon Scott. And Brian Johnson, he basically told a story to where the band actually was like, okay, we want you to actually come up with a lyric. Just come up with a line or two. And we want it to be in Scott's honor. So, no pressure. So they kind of left it at that. And so basically he just kind of gave it some thought. And the lyric he came up with was the line, 9 lives, cat's eyes, abusing everyone of them and running wild. And basically, it, as the story goes, Brian Johnson came up with that line, and he just thought it was just mumbo jumbo. It's, it makes no sense. It's just nothing. But he said that to the band, and the band heard it, and they were actually thinking to themselves, something about those lyrics, they hear a little bit of Bon Scott in there. So it's kind of interesting that their replacement just almost on the fly just had to come up with a line, and it was, at least with the band, they actually really appreciated it, and they did end up using it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then I do remember he passed away in I think it was 2017. The guys, well, first of all, I guess I should point this out. There's actually almost like a group of brothers that are just musicians. And Angus Young is possibly one of the most notable members, possibly because he's the surviving member that stayed from the very beginning and still there to this day. You could easily spot him because he's the guy in the schoolboy outfit. He always sports it all the time. But Angus Young apparently, like, even though he's like well known and most memorable, but he actually does have like a group of brothers that actually do play with him, and one of them is actually in the band. It's actually Malcolm. He's related to Malcolm as well, and Malcolm, he ended up what was it? I think he had like a alcohol problem, so kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if it was related to Scott, Bon Scott, like just him thinking about it, and he just kind of like turned to the bottle, so to speak. And so he had like alcohol problems, and he actually had to step away from the band just temporarily. He was only out there. I think he was only out for a tour. I think they were doing a tour in 1988, and they actually had to get someone else. And because all these brothers all play instruments, they turned to their oldest brother, who had a son by the name of Stevie Young, and Stevie Young actually took over as the rhythm guitarist for Malcolm. And so their nephew basically came into the band very briefly. And when Malcolm actually passed away, they actually had Stevie sign on full time. So it's kind of interesting that they essentially just need to look to their own family to actually find a replaceable musician, and it's someone that they knew for years and years, kind of type of thing. So I thought that was like really cool. But yeah, going back to Angus Young, he has like a bunch of influences. Because it's kind of obvious if you know it a little bit. He's a big fan of Chuck Berry. And Chuck Berry, he always did a duck walk, which, by the way, previous artist of the week. But Chuck Berry, he did a lot of like dancing and moving around whenever he played guitar, whenever he did a concert. And basically, Angus Young, he wanted to mimic that, but he kind of did it in his own way. He didn't do the exact same Chuck Berry duck walk, but he did like his own version of it. And I think it was more simplistic that a lot of people, whenever they try and mimic a version of the duck walk, I want to say they actually mimic more Angus Young. I remember watching like The Simpsons, and I remember Nelson Muntz, he was like playing guitar, and I think it was like an episode to where Bart was like hanging out with him, and he starts playing guitar, and he's like doing kind of like the duck walk, but he does it in like Angus Young style. And then also I remember a show called Married with Children, and I remember Al Bundy, he would do the Angus Young duck walk. So kind of interesting that all of that was basically from Chuck Berry. So yeah, a lot of influence from him. But he was also influenced by actually his own brother, Malcolm, as well. He also was influenced by Freddie King, Muddy Waters, a previous artist of the week as well, and Keith Richards. So you could kind of like hear like some of their influences. I remember there was like a story to where like he was like just kind of messing around and just like backstage, like before a show, he would just kind of like practice a little bit, and he would kind of like do like all these different riffs of like some of his favorite musicians. But anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. And yeah, that's kind of it. I'm running through my notes, seeing if I missed anything. But yeah, I love AC/DC. I think they're the best. And I think this was long overdue. I don't know why I waited so long, but there you go. So yeah. Any thoughts?
Yep, AC/DC's great. I absolutely love them. All the songs you picked, I love all the songs. I'm like, oh man, this is like if I made a list, I'd put all these songs on it.
I mean, that's not the first time it happened, because like I'm thinking back to like when you picked Black Sabbath. I was like, this motherfucker picked like 3 of the 4 songs, and you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and add the 4th one that I had in my mind.
Back in Black, TNT, Long Way to the Top. Are You Ready? I don't think I'm as familiar with that one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. I actually went with that one because apparently, I don't know why WWE, and again, I don't know why. I just get like excited for every like little like pro wrestling thing there is. I don't know why. I'm just like that. But like, I actually went with that song because it was, I think it's actually I don't know if it still is, but it was at one point the opener for SmackDown. So like the opening show to SmackDown, they would actually play Are You Ready? And that's actually kind of the reason why I went with it. So it was kind of for that reason. But yeah, I don't know why WWE didn't like go with like classic bands like that. They always went with some other more modern version, more modern band. And it's like, why not just stick with the classics? Like that one's a good one. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All those are classics. I think anyone who really knows AC/DC would recognize, well, Back in Black and like TNT and rock and roll. Yeah. Yeah, absolute classics. Classics. Great rock music. That's all I gotta say. All right. So, yeah. I guess we'll wrap her up here. A little over 2 hours. Not bad, not bad. I can't think of anything. The demo is out now. Well, I'll see. I don't know how much it's going to be. If I hit play, it should automatically start downloading, right? 10 gigabytes. Probably not doing that tonight, but the demo is going till the 9th, actually. Really, till after the game's out. Also, I like what they did. They did Steam achievements for every 5 minutes in the demo, so you could keep track of how much time's gone by. With the Steam achievements popping up every 5 minutes. That's clever. I like it. That'll also help pad my freaking my percentage of games completed, because it'll give me another 100% for free. Yeah. I mean, that's what people do with their Xbox scores. They like play like kids games and really easy complete games with like 1,000 gamer score stuff. It's like, man, play this for 10 minutes, get 1,000 gamer score. But I mean, how else are you supposed to get millions of gamer score? Because that's a lot of games. A lot of games. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think gamerscore has really been that big of a... I think it's still maybe a cult sort of thing, more or less. It used to be a lot more mainstream in video gaming. But I don't think gamerscore matters as much anymore. Especially because consoles are sort of... they're not really... well, it's not the consoles themselves, it's kind of the games that are available. The consoles are kind of not helping either. Kind of propel them. I don't know, it's not like consoles aren't great, but they're not being... PC's just better. It's way more versatile. Anyway. Yeah, that's... Liv, you got anything? Last minute stuff?
I think not. I think it's a solid stream.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. This has been episode 43 of the Dark Live podcast. We have been Live in Dark, or Dark and Live, or Dark Live, or Live Dark, or Live in the Dark. Or are we dead in the dark? Who knows? Maybe we're just a blank screen. Ooh. Or we could go back to the main screen. I don't know why I did that. Alright, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you all maybe in 2 weeks. Bye.
Awesome. Bye.